All right, g'day, hi, and welcome. Okay, so I'm kind of in the midst of getting ready to upgrade to my next base, and this is technically my first base. It's not my first base, but we'll call it my first base. Um, so I bought this guitar, Mark Holcomb six string SE model last year, and at the same time I bought this bass. And I bought it as a budget base, but I wanted something that was good enough to get the job done. So if I had to live with it for a couple of years, I wouldn't be like, oh my God, this thing sucks so bad. No, this is a great little bass. It really is. The only real complaint I have about it is that the tension on the low B is not adequate for drop tunings and stuff like that. And even at standard tuning, it's a little bit on the flubby side, flubbier than, for metal guys. So I can't get those really sharp sounding power chords that I would like to really beef up the sound of my metal guitars, right? And all that. But do you actually have to have a five string or a six string bass for metal? And I was listening to one guy, and I can't again. I'm always bad at not remembering the name of people's channels and stuff like that. But I think he kind of summed it up really well. Was with the idea of don't waste your time just following the herd here, where it's like, okay, well, I have to get a five string bass because all the other metal guys are using five string basses, and the thing is when you play an instrument for long enough, like over the years, I've dabbled on four string basses, even though I didn't own them, but I dabble on them once in a while. And yes, a four string bass is going to be the easiest to play. Uh, you can do things on a four string that's a lot easier than you can on the five and the six, but you can do things with a five and a six string bass that you can't do with a four, right? But that said, there's a lot of ways to skin a cat too. Um, like you can put like different tunings on the four string as well, and with different strings and whatever, you can do different tunings so that you end up with let's say you have bead tuning where it's you take your four string, you buy a five string set of strings and you just don't put the high G on there, and then yeah, you can get away with that too, right? So that's one thing that, if you need to go lower, you need to go heavier. I've seen people take four string basses and tune them down to F sharp, but they put like a 170 string or something, like, or 180 string on the they have to do modify the bass to do it a little bit to get the string to fit. But yeah, that's pretty impressive what they're doing there. But yeah, low F sharp is basically eight string guitar territory. So yeah, you don't really have to pick your bass based on what like go with what works best for you. For me, I think the five and the six strings are going to work best for me because of like ideally, if money was no object, I would have just bought a six string right from the get go. You know, because I know I'm going to use tonally. I like having like I love having the five string. I absolutely love having that low B there. And I know I have tried a six string bass once, but not enough to really say I tried it. But I know that extra high C note would be very fun for just again the all these different tones that you can get and stuff. So yeah, if you're comfortable with a four string, play the four string. If you know you think you can handle the five string or the six string, go for that. Go for whatever works for you. Um, Now, starting out, a lot of people say don't start with a five or a six string because there's a lot of extra things you got to do, such as learn how to mute. And when you're learning, it's going to, and I'm talking about people who've never played a musical instrument before in their life where they're at zero, right? Guitar players that are converting to bass or buying a bass for, like recording, like stuff like I've done. It doesn't matter what you pick. Pick whatever you think you're going to use the most, right? But for somebody who's never played before, yes, the four string is going to be much easier for you to play. But after about 6 months of playing, if you were to start off right with the five string, yes, it's going to be more of a hassle developing the habit on muting for the 5 and the 6 string, yes, that's going to be a bit of a setback for you. But the sooner you get on it, the sooner you get on it. You know what I mean? So to me, I don't know if starting on a 5 or a 6 string is really that much of a big deal, because when you think about it, you start out on a guitar. Okay, if you're playing a bass with a pick, it's just like a guitar with really, really thick strings. You know what I mean? So it's neither here nor there. It doesn't matter if it's 4 string, 5 string, whatever. If you're playing with a pick, mostly, your muting is going to be about the same. You're going to have to, as long as you're learning the right muting techniques right from the get go. Even if it's a little more overwhelming in the beginning, after about 6 months of it, you're not going to it's not going to matter. Like, you can't always make the assumption that no one's ever going to be able to learn anything, because it's just going to be too impossibly hard. It's just, you have to be aware that you're going to have to work harder on the 5 and the 6 string bass in the beginning to get used to the techniques to, keep strings from ringing out. But if you start off that way and you start off with good instruction, there's no reason why you shouldn't start with a 5 or a 6 string, in my opinion. Anyway, I'll leave it about that.